Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Saturday, the 18th of May 2024. In today's Millwall news, probably the worst kept secret for quite a while at Millwall. Shaun Hutchinson gone, as everyone expected, but without the send off. So, what went on there? Were we trying to resign him, or what happened there? I don't know. Maybe he didn't want a big departure. Maybe he just wanted to walk off into the night. I don't know. He didn't want the Bart situation that happened at the last home game. But we'll never know. But that's it. That's it for Shaun Hutchinson at Millwall. This is from millwallfc.co.uk. Millwall have put out the release list, and his name was on it. We're going to bring you the rest of that in the next piece. But yeah, so they then, after publishing the release list, they put out this thank you Hutchie. So Millwall Football Club can confirm that Shaun Hutchinson will depart the Den at the expiration of his contract. The 33-year-old brings down the curtain in SC16, having made 257 appearances in a Lions shirt, scoring 14 times. Club captain Hutchinson will be remembered for his warrior-like displays in the heart of Millwall's defence, most notably scoring a late winner at Bristol Rovers on the final day of the 16-17 season, a goal that enabled the club to qualify for and win the Sky Bet League One playoffs at Wembley Stadium. A free transfer from Fulham in the summer of 2016, Hutchinson scored his first Lions goal at Shrewsbury Town in April 2017. Before that decisive goal at the Memorial Stadium entered his name into Millwall history. Managing to shake off early injury worries at the club, Hutch was then an ever-present as the Lions attacked the Championship, forming a partnership with Jay Cooper in the defence to help the club towards the upper reaches of the second tier. Here's some pictures. That's the goal at Bristol Rovers. And there you go. That was the playoff final. Not too sure. Just random ones now. So yeah. Plenty of different kits. So there you go. 6 goals in the COVID-19 hit 2019-20 campaign, acted as his best scoring season at the club, the opener in a win over Charlton Athletic and the winner in a monsoon hit game at Preston North End, sticking in memory, with Hutchinson and Cooper continuing to be mainstays at the back as they both reach landmark appearance totals. Hutchinson's 8th season saw him reach 250 appearances for the club, with his latest goal coming in dramatic fashion. He scored a stoppage time winner at Bristol City on New Year's Day 2024. Recently, Hutchinson was named PFA Community Champion of the Year for all his sterling work in the local community. As far as I'm concerned, Shaun is club royalty, said James Berylson, the Lions chairman. My father and I loved him, and we all wish him the very best and hope to see Shaun back with us in the future. Director of Football at the Den, Steve Gallen, added, Shaun has been a great servant at Millwall Football Club, and we would all like to thank him for his outstanding contribution over the past 8 years. Shaun will always be welcome at our football club. Everyone at Millwall Football Club would like to thank Shaun for his outstanding service to the Lions and wish him the very best for the future. There you go. Now, as mentioned, who else is leaving? Well, not many from the first team. It's just the 2 from the first team, Hutchinson and Bart. So here we go. This is also from millwallfc.co.uk. They put this up this afternoon. Millwall confirmed 2023-24 retained list, which is ironic. It's not really a list of retained. It's a list of let go. So it's a release list. Millwall Football Club has confirmed its retained list for the 23-24 season, with Shaun Hutchinson and Bartosz Białkowski departing the Den at the end of the next month. Then they talk about Bart. Białkowski, meanwhile, leaves with 169 appearances to his name alongside back-to-back Player of the Season crowns, a Sky Bet Championship Golden Glove, and a string of fine saves and memories shared between him and the fan base. The club would like to extend its gratitude to both for the outstanding service they have given to Millwall and wish them well in their future careers. Japhet Tanganga, Alan Campbell, who? Michael Obafemi, Brooke Norton-Cuffy and Ryan Longman all returned to their parent clubs following the conclusion of their loan spells. So there you go. Now it carries on. So Abdul Malik, Nana Boateng, George Walker, Finley Cotton, Zane Myers, Seb Drozd, Kyron McKay, Frankie Vid, Rezki Hamashen will depart from the club's under-21 setups, with Kamal Grant, Tom Leahy, Chinwike Okali, Carl Smith and Shamar Lawson all offered new contracts. So yeah, that one is George Evans, Ollie Evans, Rahis Bangora Williams and Henry Hearn have had options on their contracts triggered. So those are the under-21s. Kind of expected it from Nana Boateng. I mentioned it in previous videos. Kind of surprised with George Walker and Abdul Malik. But that's how it goes, isn't it? I mean, it's the aim is to get into first team football. That's the aim. And if you're not, it's like you need to go somewhere where you can get first team football. We've seen that recently. Bez Topolodge went to Bromley. He's had success. Got promoted. Isaac Alafi in League 2 Stockport got promoted. I think they won the league. So, you know, if you're good enough, go out there and play somewhere where you can play at the level that you think you're good enough, and play football and prove yourself. Because what you got to think as well in terms of Millwall. Would you, if these players weren't playing for Millwall under 21s, let's say they were playing for Crystal Palace under 21s, and they were let go, would you sign any of them for Millwall's first team squad? So that's how it goes, isn't it? Like, would you for the first team squad? Probably not really. I mean, you could have Abdul Malik off the bench. He's very quick and he's very skillful. He can dribble with the ball. But he hasn't got much stamina. So you'd be looking to like in this day and age where you can have got 5 substitutes, bring him off the bench for like 10 minutes here and there. And some of them, I think Frankie Vid, he was quite good, but I think as well Seb Drozd, I think some of them just had bad injuries at a bad time, and then so the club's like, well, you're injured. Like, if it's a first team player gets injured, then you get them fit, and then you try and bring them back into the squad because they're a proven first team player. But with under 21, it's like it's potential. Like, so if you get injured, it's like, well, you potentially could not be that good because now you've been injured. So, yeah. I would say watching a lot of the under 21 games, it's disappointing, but it's under 21s. By the time you get to 22, you need to be ready to go. And if you're not, then you're going to be gone. And it carries on from the under 18s. Albert Penny, Christopher Odgerman, Frankie Makiochia, and Adapo Oligbodi have been released from the club, whilst Josh Stevenson, Alfie Massey, Frankie Baker, Jack Howland, and Cavalli Hayward have been offered new deals. So yeah, the club would like to place on record its gratitude to all departing for their hard work and professionalism throughout the time at Mill and wish them the best of luck in their futures. Yeah, with the under 18s, kind of surprised. Albert Penny was the goalkeeper who made some good saves in the penalty shootout against Chelsea and helped win that game. And then the other 3 have been released, especially Matteo Chia. I think they've been featured here and there for the under 21s. So maybe they brought them in and they didn't really think they could step up and just decided to let them go because Josh Stevenson's and Frankie Baker and Jack Howland, and to some extent as well, Hayward looks a bit green, have been playing for the under-21s and they've done okay. So I guess that's why they got the contract. So there you go. And another thing you need to think about with these young players in this day and age. So you're not just competing with the rest of the squads to get moved up to the next level. You've got like Chelsea and Arsenal and Palace and Fulham, whoever, West Ham. So they would have under 18s who they release, and then teams like us, Millwall, will be looking at them and say, how about we get one of them in and bring them in? Because we do transfers now to bolster the under 21s. And then we bring these players in, give them another couple of years in our youth setup, and then see if they can do anything. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Like Paul Robinson, I think he came from Watford, similar situation. So we have been trialling a few players, one from Portsmouth and one from West Ham, for the under 21s at the end of the season. So that may be a situation as well. So but interesting. So only 2 players from the first team out of contract gone, and we'll see how we go in terms of who else is leaving. Neil Harris mentioned maybe players might want to leave because they wanted to play. Maybe players like Harding, Murray Wallace. I don't know if Murray Wallace would leave for that reason. Maybe for other situations in terms of living arrangements and stuff. Going like this. Matt Smith wanted to move up north, so he went up to Salford. Otherwise, we might have had him here still. Like he wanted to leave. So we'll see how the squad shapes up, and what improvements are made, and what signings are made, and how that works out. But here we go. Now, moving on to this. This is the. I've already told you about this. This is the match report from the official website, so we're going to have a read of this. This is millwallfc.co.uk. It's about the under-21s yesterday, last night's game. So Mill under-21s bowed out the Professional Development League playoffs at the semi-final stage on Friday night as Birmingham City were 2-1 winners at the Den. Abdul Malik gave the Lions the lead in the first half, but Junior Dixon's double, one in the second half of extra time, ensured that the Blues will head to the final to take on either Sheffield United or Swansea City. Millwall were penned in by their opponents in the early stages as Birmingham looked to dominate the ball, but dogged work from George Walker saw the ball carried into the opposition penalty area. On 22 minutes, Abdul Malik then taking charge and finding himself space to strike past the despairing dive of goalkeeper to open the scoring. The Lions then enjoyed a spell of possession but could not make their dominance pay with more goals, which allowed Birmingham to equalise shortly before half-time through Dixon. In the second half, both teams traded chances, Tom Lee having the best of Millwall's, and before the full-time whistle meant an extra 30 minutes would have to decide the winners. With penalty kicks looming, Dixon found himself unmarked at the back post to nod home past Dylan Adair following a corner kick, handing Birmingham the victory. Corner kick, it wasn't a corner kick, it was a free kick. Following the end of the game, Mill 1-21s were presented with a Professional Development League South Division trophy. Stay tuned to millfc.co.uk for full coverage. What does that mean? They're going to put the video up? I don't know. They haven't done it yet. I don't know. Maybe they will. They got just the one picture, yeah? Yeah, that was didn't score from that. So let's have a read of the team. So, Adai, Smith, Walker, Mackay, Ockley, Stevenson, Cotton, Lawson, Leahy, Abdul Malik, Bangora, Williams, and the subs were Preswosny, Myers, Massey, Howland, Hayward, and the subs were, I believe it was Myers and Massey on for Walker and Smith, and then Howland and Hayward on for Bangor, Williams, and Cotton. I think that was it. So yeah, There you go. Now moving on to this. You may know this by now. Football Fragmento. It's the continually updated blog of released players from English football teams this summer. We have new updates. Obviously, Millwall put their ones up. There's a few Arsenal kids there. Was it Mohamed El Neneni? So, yeah. Obviously, the Premier League last day is tomorrow. Blackburn Rovers have put theirs up. Birmingham City, Scott Hogan. I think a player we've been linked with in the past. Obviously, they're way too old now. Huddersfield Town. Conor Mahoney, former Millwall player. Yeah, loads. Obviously, because they've been relegated as well. How many of these are just we need to cut the budget, so this player's contract's up. It's that we're gonna have to let them go. Jordan Rhodes. Hull City have put theirs up. Cyrus Christie. Adama Traore there. Crazy. Obviously Millwall's there. And Swansea as well, I think, put theirs up today. Yeah, Swansea. Now, to be honest with you, I don't know who many of these people are. Obviously, the ones you know, they're kind of old news. I don't really know. Like, they're probably too old. The ones, by the time I know their name, they're probably too old. But one name that kind of I picked out and just had a look because the name hit me. Remy Mitchell. Now, who's that? Who's that? Remy Mitchell. And like I was saying before, so the story behind Remy Mitchell is he was Arsenal's under-18 goalkeeper. Got let go by Arsenal. Went to Swansea City. Played in their under-21s. Had a year's contract and an option for a year. So Swansea City haven't taken up that option, and he has now been released. So there you go. But when you're looking at players like, it's not like who's good that we want to sign. It's who would come here, who would come to Millwall, who would come to South East London. So you got Remy Mitchell there. Was in Arsenal. Is he going to come back to London? Maybe. But so that's you need to look at the stories behind the players and their lives and where they're going to go. So yeah, there you go. And not only that, but we have had transfers already happening. Obviously, the window doesn't open till June 14th, but we have had some transfers happening. Today, it was announced Victor Johansson would be leaving Rotherham and going to Stoke. Obviously, a lot of Millwall fans saw the way he performed against us. I think, he's pretty good. Maybe we should sign him because Rotherham were almost certain to go down, and they did go down. There have been others like Lee Gregory's going from Sheffield Wednesday to Mansfield, and the lad at Peterborough has gone to Rotherham. So transfers happening already, even though the window doesn't open until June the 14th. So there you go. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.